on your Dusa, which has more stats, which is stronger, and really hard to kill, considering the single target damage of TSM is primarily bad in this game.
Yeah. I can really see the snowball from TSM working though, because as mentioned, I believe the Morphling gets to counter after this 30-35 minute mark, and they have the tools to snowball. A Pugna Storm draft is definitely a draft where you want to snowball. You want to get kills all on the map. You want to choke the enemy into the map. And a Medusa offlaner has a better timing than a Medusa carry. He's going to have these agonies and be a nuisance everywhere in the map. My only doubt here is this Abaddon carry has been picked 3 times in the league so far, has lost 3 times, so we didn't get to see the hero winning a single match. Is it time? Let's see.
The hero is an interesting one because, of course, he also turned into a universal hero right now with the last patch, but I haven't seen it. I expected it to be played more, considering it turned universal, than it actually has been picked. But Harpoon is, for instance, one of the items that is so freaking good on Abaddon, because that's one thing that he has a struggle with, is catching people, and with Harpoon you can get on top of enemies pretty quickly. There's going to be a bit of a fight. And Whitemon looking to be first blooded. Kill goes to Makoto. That's going to be a bottle already being delivered.
Yes, but at least he lost a lot of HP. So the Life of Storm here is not that sad. Because when you play against a mid laner that has full HP plus that early kill, it's almost game losing for your mid. You are tilted. But here, I'd say, of course, Mikoto has the upper hand, but it's not that bad for Brown.
Well, there's a couple of very interesting lanes. Mid is primarily in even Stevens. I think Storm actually has a pretty good time most of the time. But of course, with first blood on the opposing side, it should be a little bit rougher. Bottom lane, it's a Pugna Abaddon lane. Feels like they should not have a kill ever on their side. I mean, they have no stuns, their slow is very minimal, and they even have anti-synergy between them.
Yeah, but Pugna has a lot of right-click, so you can play on the side lane, around the pool, maybe you force Rubik out of position. Yeah, I understand that they should not get a kill, but sometimes you just keep trading, harassing, you go for that Lotus fight on the 3-minute mark, and they might be able to get a kill, because it's a pretty decent lane for them. I'm just worried with the lane equilibrium. The lane is too close for the enemy tower against a Magnus, so it gets keyword.
The tower.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is the biggest problem when you're playing against a Rubik plus Magnus, is Rubik doesn't even have lift yet, but the telekinesis into skewer shenanigans that they can pull, you always have to be very careful when you get close to the enemy's tower.
Yeah, it's a really bad creep equilibrium against a Magnus Rubik. Now Whitemon is doing the pull, the right thing, making the wave go a bit back.
And top side. So we got a Dusa off lane with a Techies 4 against a Sky 5 and a Morphling safe. That seems like a lane that should be pretty favorable for TSM. That Morphling needs to be rather careful.
Yeah, it's really hard for Dusa to lose lanes. Usually you can beat her in the offlane if you bring 3 heroes, but it's hard to bring a Rubik to the lane. Usually if you have a melee hero that can rotate, that we haven't seen in a while, to be honest. I mean, we've seen the clockwork from Talon, but we haven't seen those Tusk hero, Tiny 4. So if they had a hero like this, they could maybe punish Dusa, but I don't see they doing this with the Rubik.
Yeah, teams have kind of stopped using those twin gates as often as they used to. Now it's just back to laning 2-1-2 most of the time, which is kind of surprising because at the start of when this patch came out, you saw like teams like Gaming Gladiator just constantly doing the twin gate swap lane shenanigans.
Yeah,
teams have completely
I'd say
backed
the
off
teams,
from it.
They figured out a bit the blood grenade. You would die for it every single time, and now teams figured out, okay, I need to play a bit safer. I need to get the Watcher so I see them moving at me. So the teams kind of figure out, it's not more that surprising when they come from you. It's not that easy to get those silent kills.
It is always a nice
Also,
shift to see in
I'd
patches.
say the meta heroes kind of changed this. It's a bit of overthink here, but if you follow the thought process, you had Doom being first picked, you had Enchantress being first picked, and those heroes, you don't need to block camps. Usually, you could choose where the lane equilibrium would be. So if you can choose where the lane equilibrium is, you can manage to do a rotation. Because as an example, when TSM lane was under the tower, there's no way that they can go for a rotation on jabs, for example. But let's say if they had an Enchantress, they would fight for the camps, they would make the pull, and then they can make the move. So it's kind of also adaptation of what heroes are strong in the meta, what heroes changed.
Oh, jabs, taking damage. Got the blood grenade on him. Will be surviving
skewer.
just barely with 21
Yeah, but his
HP.
lane, from now on, can he even come for a last hit?
He
Pretty
does have a bunch
dangerous.
of mana though, so he could always try and shockwave kill some creeps. Or it gets
Yeah,
denied by
Tomato with
Tomato.
11 stick.
Bottom looks
And
a
you
little
can
bit
see on the
scary,
mid lane.
but mid is
Oh.
where the kill comes through. Makoto finds Bryle. The moment that he hits level 6 is half a level. Well, now he's level 6. Makoto did not even need the astral steps just yet. That's a really, really huge kill. But Jabs gets a bit of unfavorable pathing. Iron Branch should block. No, Jabs is just going to get taken down. But the rotation from Ali does mean that they possibly could get... No,
The TP
out
with
from
the
Whitemon.
Creepify.
Just TP forehead is the play, and Tomato will be able to get away as well. So great job in getting the kill, forcing
And
a
Ares
rotation and
joining.
getting out.
It was very clever because it was very fast thinking that the Creepify into TP. They had no spells to damage him. Very, very well played by Whitemon. I would say on the mid lane, Storm was doing surprisingly well till he got killed. He had 7 denies against the Void Spirit that had first blood. But that kill, now Void Spirit 6 should win this rune fight.
Oh, Makoto gets it
Does get the
secured.
illusion.
And Makoto wants to go back in because Ollie rotates through. But their problem is that baited Makoto in a very rough spot. Doesn't have Dissimulate leveled. Can he get himself out? Tries the Manta, dodge the move. Does have the Infused Raindrops again, but is going to get blasted by Whitemon. And now level 6 Zombrile zips in onto Q. Does have the Vortex to drag Q back. Double kill secured for Whitemon. Plus 5 Pugna gameplay coming right through. And TSM with a 1k lead.
Yeah, and they have the catapult to do some damage to the tower, although they cannot tank it. But yeah, now Storm is totally back, and Pugna is gonna have a very early level 6, I assume. We have the XP runes right now. He's running for his. Ari is doing all this turnaround to try to steal, but a TP in from the Rubik, anticipating it. Okay, he gives up on the play.
Yeah, they will get a...
Q was
Whitemon.
doing the thing that Yapsor did. When you stack the camp, if the enemy comes for it, you can use the telekinesis into the creep and stun the hero. Very clever thing.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. Is the Yapsor clip?
He did on an Invis hero, by the way. That's the old Storm.
Show off.
That
I miss Yapstor. Jump in onto Ollie, Skywrath dropping low, does have a magic stick, might use it to bait them in, and he does attempt it, but Whitemon's now on a killing spree. Decrep walks away, and Whitemon is making some plays on that Pugna. Just a pure
3-1-1 on
nuisance.
Pugna. Timado explaining why he has the Abaddon against Magnus. It's really hard for Magnus to lane from now on. Just the Storm deaths, I'd say, not so good for TSM, but he'll be in time for the 8-minute rune. And this Pugna is gonna have such a early level 6, and playing with the Storm, they have all the tools they need to snowball here on TSM.
And Medusa also finished the phylactery, so that one is at the ready at the moment. Ari's going to get jumped in the
Makoto.
river. Don't really think he can get any response going through, and indeed, Makoto, his top net worth is actually about 1,000 gold ahead of anyone else. And Void Spirit is one of those heroes that can really snowball. in this
Yeah,
match.
and it's the hero that they need very strong to be able to jump this backline, because if they cannot jump the Pugna, they cannot kill any hero. So it's a lot on him to keep snowballing into the game. You can see White Moon doing the mana battery. That's what's all about, this combo, so strong.
Yeah, and Bryle back with full HP, full mana in mid. It's going to be pretty annoying for most of this game to deal with Whitemon. And Ali, a little bit of a tickle and go in the jungle. So far, net worth-wise, the main reason that Talon is ahead, is not falling off, is because Makoto is just farming exceptionally well. The supports of Talon, though, have a little bit more of a struggle in terms of sustaining their net worth.
Yeah, and especially levels, because... Okay, no, to be fair, Tex is also 5, it's just a Pugna. Bryle.
Oh, Bryle silenced up. The jump comes in, doesn't get the zip away. Silence about to end. The stun actually does not land on top of Bryle, so he gets him... Well, it did land, but the damage was not there, so he gets himself out of there just barely. Good stun from the tech deck, and they're actually smoking up, heading forward. Tomato trying to steal the ancient camps, and Jabs cannot defend it at all.
But enough.
Zip in,
the jump
RP
from
gets
Storm.
used. Jabs gets the skewer back. Zip in from Bryle. He's out of mana right now. Underneath the tower, taking a lot of damage. They lose Ari. Bryle needs to disengage, but Tomato is still nearby. Could try and help out Bryle. Bryle will not get any support. Finished off by 23, who made a very important rotation. The drag back onto Tomato. He doesn't actually have borrow time level, but can level it if need be. And they're going to turn their attention to Whitemon. Makoto snipes the courier, as well as body blocking Whitemon. Aether Remnant in a second. 23 gets another kill, and a huge rotation from 23 to try and help out his team.
Protecting the stacks. Really, really well played. He knew he needed to bring numbers, otherwise Abaddon's just stealing all the farm from the Magnus. Small pro tip, if you click on the Abaddon, okay, not anymore because he leveled up. But you can see that he had the point because it's shining. So if the talent tree is shining, means you still have the point. That's why they gave away on the chase. So they knew he could pop up ult anytime.
Yeah, chasing an Abaddon also is not the smartest move, especially with the very short respawn timers on Bryle, for instance. Storm can always hip on you in half a second time. And 23's item build Manta into Ags because he knows that Kasane, after his phylactery, is going bots, and then probably after that's going Ags. The bots, we saw it yesterday. Pretty nutty.
6-minute rune fight.
Yeah, that was the... That's where Makoto kind of got baited in. His team was like, no, go, go, go. They TP through, and Makoto just jumps in the middle of 3 enemy heroes, and... Yeah. He didn't have all his spells, so then he doesn't really bring out enough damage.
Smoke coming from Mikoto. They're gonna find the Abaddon.
Pop his first life, zip in from Bryle. There is a silence available from Ali, but Tomato with the aphotic shield immediately, and Ali's gonna get blasted. Immediate mana battery shenanigans, back to full mana is the Storm, can go for a second round.
Yeah, that's not the hero you want to find on their smoke. You want to find anything but all the jump.
23, Bryle takes some damage. He's going to zip in onto Q. Whitemon is trying to heal up Bryle, keep him going. But they need to be careful because in comes Jabs. Doesn't have the skewer available, but he does have a nasty RP. 3 seconds left to get the skewer RP play. Coming forward, Jabs pump fakes the RP. Ari is gonna get the disarm off. They lose 23 to the mine.
Kasane joins.
And a huge kill comes through. Jabs trying to get himself away. Does have the RP, but doesn't really have anything that he can do with it. Misses the shockwave as well. Double kill secured. The disarm coming out from the taser. Really doing everything. They could not take down the mine because they were all disarmed.
Yeah, and it's the first time we see Duza joining a fight, and doesn't feel like they can do anything to Duza. So it starts with a smoke that they find the Abaddon. That's not the hero you want to find, which explains a bit the pick. We've seen already on the stream a Tide Hunter against Magnus. Now we see the Abaddon. So you see this hero, but you cannot jump on him. You don't want to, for example, skewer him back. You don't want to use your Void Spirit spells on him. And we see here the damage dealt. it's everything on the Void Spirit against 5 heroes that are being active on the TSM side.
Look at Makoto's second item that he's building. He's got the Echo, and now it's going to be Nullifier! Because Pugna is a thing. And Aphotic Shield is a thing. So it's actually a really good item to get before, you know, Glimmer Cape's being built up and whatnot. So looking forward to seeing if it's going to be as effective. I think Nullifier is just such a stupidly good item this batch.
Yeah.
But second
Seeing the
item
replay,
is
I'm
quick.
surprised by how many cope RPs we see. Like, Magnus is about to die, he just RP like, oh, I'll use my spell. We've seen this on a lot of Magnus games so far. It's a 2-minute cooldown, so it feels like, okay, guys, we cannot fight for the next 2 minutes. I feel it. I'm just gonna press one button. There's nothing to be done here, because it's not useful at all.
Both Wisdom Runes have not been picked up yet, but it seems Ari is going to head to secure the Radiance one. The Dyer's one is no one's heading in that direction just yet, which is a lot of experience that you're letting lie on the floor. Ali, for instance, still level 6 after 14 minutes, so definitely needs to get some levels. Well, Jab secures it because, well, he's the core here. He ain't going to share nothing with no one.
I mean, he shares with one support.
Oh yeah, but that's because Blizzard, because Valve made him do it. They forced him to share it.
Would be the selfish thing.
I mean, to be fair, him cleaning out camps that are stacked is giving his supports experience and gold, so he's such a good supportive player.
Yeah, and when he gets the dagger plus harpoon, then he's gonna bring kills to his team. So it's about sharing the resources, knowing your timings, and they definitely need this timing. You can see 23 Savage is still on his way to the Manta, so they are really far away from the big items. Magnus need to be able to play active with Mikoto. Only Mikoto is not enough.
Yeah, Kasana is already halfway towards his Ags.
Yeah.
So that's terrifying.
Smoke coming, 16-minute rune.
Zip it.
The jump.
A lot of mana used, but you got the mana battery behind you. Q on the run. Aphotic Shield distracts them for quite a significant amount of time. And it did cost them a bunch of resources and a bunch of time to only get Q, but that's only so far. Can they get anything more? Makoto's on the run. And he's going to go for the TP. Tomato cannot interrupt TP.
Yeah.
It's a very lengthy TP as well. But it's towards mid where they catch Bryle. Do they have the control? Yes, they do. Nuke him down. Makoto gets that kill. 6-1-1 on the Void Spirit. His TP was towards the tier 2 tower mid. That's why it took significantly longer.
Yeah, really clever from Talon to punish this small window that TSM gave to them. Because TSM did the weird thing where you have the Abaddon chasing the hero while Storm is farming the lane. It should be the opposite, right? You need Storm to chase heroes and Abaddon to show in waves. So a bit of a weird choice by the TSM cores and really well played by Talon. Not giving any windows for TSM. They see the opening, they punish them. Mikoto playing really well, finding those windows to delay the game so the Morphling can get to his agonies.
And Makoto also getting constantly the extra Empower buff, which is nice. Ollie jumped by Bryle, will be taken down. They won't chase for more. Because,
yeah,
it's very risky with the entire lineup there.
They still chasing with the Duza. Just cleaning up the area, I'd assume. You can farm the enemy camps. They cannot jump on you. Very close to the agonies. But I believe this Storm into Sky Jump, you can understand why I wasn't a huge fan of the Sky pick. It's not a one-to-one counter to Storm if the enemy team has Abaddon and Pugna. It's actually really bad to be a Sky on the situation. You need to silence him and burst him, and if the silence is dispelled, you're useless. All your spells do nothing to Storm besides the silence. So pretty rough Sky game here.
Yeah, he also doesn't have the best farming tool. He could like Mystic Flare a creep wave, but yeah, you don't want to because Mystic Flare costs a stupid amount of mana to use. So he's falling very far behind in terms of net worth.
And you definitely want heroes that are able to shove waves when you're playing against Duza. You want to delay the game.
His shard's kind of nice though, if he gets it for free from Roche. But Rubik's shard is way better.
Yeah.
Rubik's shard's really strong. Techies' shard is really strong. Pugna's shard is eh. That one's kind of bad.
Techies' shard might be the strongest shard in the game, in my opinion. I've seen like this matchup, for example, against they jump
mid.
into Kasane.
Kasane out of mana almost. They're trying to go for Roche.
Stick.
Eats a stick, eats a
Pops
mango,
ulti.
back to HP
And it's gonna be
enough,
full mana.
and they'll take Roche. So very worthwhile engagement there for TSM, forcing out the RP, the Mystic Flare, keeping them distracted the entire time through. Though Mikoto is very close to finishing up the Nullifier, and that should help him to at least get like a nuke on the Pugna and take him down.
Yeah, there's at least one hope for them to react to these Aegis that TSM has. They need to somehow find pick-offs, find those small windows that TSM does mistakes. Maybe Timado goes for some greedy farming and he's not the Aegis hero. Or Storm does a crazy jump and you separate him from the team. They need to outplay to survive. Even though net worth-wise, it seems game is even, the timing here is so much on TSM hands. They cannot kill Duza.
That is until 23 gets his Ags, and he is 2 pieces in. He's getting closer. That Ags is going to be a really big moment to possibly turn the game around in their favor. You get a good RP into Dusa with the Mystic Snake bounce, standing in the middle of the entire team fight, and you could be in a lot of trouble.
And Mag is going BKB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. I mean, he has skipped the Blink Dagger before on Magnus and chosen to just go for the Harpoon and use that as... I mean, you don't have the biggest leap, but...
It's kind of the Jab's playstyle, right? Where he's also a carry in your team. I believe that's the approach. Also, not the easiest skewer targets. You don't want to bring a Duza into you. You don't want to bring an Abaddon into you. You cannot jump on a Storm. I think it would be interesting to jump the back line together with the Void
Kasane.
Spirit.
Top side, he already used his Mystic Snake, but they have the damage to burst him down. Nullifier thrown out. He gets his ulti off just before his mana ends. And
meanwhile, they are chopping the tier 2
Stone
tower
Gaze out there.
bottom.
Actually, they might be able to get a decent catch here. There is Stone Gaze stolen. Jab's trying to chase. And they're going to turn their attention towards Ari. Tomato jumping in aggressively. Stolen. Stone Gaze comes out from the Rubik. And Bryle's going to get stunned up in the process. 23 does have the damage. Skewered. RP was available for Jabs. Did not use it. Could have killed that Aegis at the very least. But they will nuke Tomato down. And they even still have that RP at the ready. So very patient gaming coming out from Jabs.
Talon just outplaying, TSM making silly mistakes. To not be rough with them. They have the Aegis, they have the tools to push a tower, and they're just showing one core on each side lane. Not only showing, Abaddon is actively hitting a tier 2 tower, while your Duza and Pugna are showing on the very other side of the map. They don't need those type of risky plays, they can just run down a lane. They're so strong. Instead, they separate from the Duza. Pretty questionable. And Talon, again, every small window they have, they take benefit of it. They punish TSM really fast on the decision making. Especially Mikoto now with the Nullifier, going for Manta. 7-1.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice choice. Draining the Deuce's mana to make sure that he can't join the rest of his team, then TPing with your entire lineup to go for the contestation fight. It was a very heads-up play coming out from Talon there. And honestly, I was doubting Jabs' choice of not RPing, but it does make a lot of sense that he would save it for after the borrowed time was popped, or after the Aegis was popped.
Yeah, it's in case maybe we get a kill on Storm, then he's definitely dead. And sometimes you don't even want to kill Storm if you don't have the tools to kill him twice, because he's going to come back full mana, full HP. Sometimes the best choice is just not kill him.
Well, Makoto
Yes,
going for the
Sam.
Manta next. Let's see, any interesting choices? 23 has his Ag, so... Oh, actually, they're going for the Tormentor steal here. And it's going to go towards the Techies. Oof, and immediately TPing towards the other side, going for their own Tormentor.
But Mikoto is
Possibly. 23
He
going for
gets
the
Abaddon?
TP. Oh, 23 mistakes have been made. Can he get himself out of there? Does have that Aghanim Scepter. Turns into the Storm for a second. He did swap everything already towards Strength. Waveform is not available just yet. Now it is. Can he get himself out of there? There is no support coming in, but the Mystic
Timado.
Snake connects and finds the kill. 23 drops and a huge kill coming out from TSM. He TP's right in the middle of the lane. That is risky.
Yeah, and Timado was also on the run. So the exact same play you were watching top was happening on the bot lane where Abaddon is left behind, but he managed to escape. Barely escape. And there were 4 Talon heroes just chasing him while the other 4 TSM heroes were chasing 23.
Kasane's next item, Octarine Core, is what he's going to be building up. More Mystic Snakes, more chances to harass your opponents. They did not take down the second
The jump to
Tormentor.
Magnus has the BKB. Press
pops
it.
the BKB.
Has
And
his
he's going to go
skewer.
for the
Okay,
straight
TP.
TP. But he dies.
Ooh, not enough.
That's
So
one
much
of the
right
big
click.
pluses of Pugna in this patch, is that Light Drain continues through BKB. It does half damage, but still, it does damage.
Yeah. Again, the game looks very rough for Talon if TSM just run it then. Talon is doing their best. Given the draft, I feel like they're playing superbly to survive in the game. Again, they have the net worth lead, but when you compare the 5 heroes, Ari, Nullified,
Ari,
Sky comes.
Silence, Mystic's Flare. And he's going to get taken down, but Makoto used everything he has. He doesn't have a tool out of their queue with the lift, trying to keep them occupied. Slow stun comes out, but 23, he's playing the Dusa gaming. And now you got to be a little bit careful, because he does steal a lot of stats away.
Yeah, he has also Manta, Pugna with the life train, using it to at least kill one of them. I've seen some teams go Dagon to deal with the illusions also from Medusa. But when you have Pugna, you don't need it. Yeah, again,
Pugna.
good move by Talon. A catch into the techies. They need those sort of pick-offs. The 5-to-5 team fight should favor TSM, but TSM, they're not finding those fights.
Yeah, they
Seems
are
like finally
being
they
dodged
moving
around
5
the
heroes.
entire time.
Yeah.
I do
Seems
also,
like
I completely forgot that Nullifier can also get rid of the reactive taser. So that's another addition of the item that makes it very worthwhile.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Timado takes a tier 2 tower.
Ollie's got a 4-staff. He's actually about the same net worth as Whitemon, which is pretty impressive considering Ollie was struggling the entire game and Ollie had, Whitemon had such a good early game. But yeah, mana batteries don't get farm.
It is by playing together with the Void Spirit, being into those plays, getting assists. The jump from Storm.
Braille is going to get silenced immediately. Do they have the nuke damage? Braille's dropping low. He's going to get taken down. And indeed, they managed to get the catch. But Makoto jumps into a rough spot. Nice 4-staff usage there to get Makoto out of harm's way. And the Manta dodge as well. Turns the Nullifier in onto Timado with the waveform forward. 23 is going to join the fun. Immediately popping the burrow time. That is super risky. 23 wants to continue the chase here. But Jab's going for the catch. He does have the harpoon. Catch is there onto Kasane. Slow him down. Nullifier gets thrown out. The saves are not coming in. Or are they? Then heal from Whitemon, draining everything he has. But Kasane, he's still surviving. Makoto knows he needs to get rid of the supports first, and he does indeed do that. Kasane doesn't have the big support anymore. Nullifier gets thrown out. Good stun from Ari. They're trying their best to keep the Dusa going. Dusa gets drained and pushed to the side. Jabs is now in trouble. 23 with the straight TP out. Will be able to get the TP to safety. They lose Jabs, and they went too deep.
Yeah, they went too deep. first Storm went extremely deep, gave a free kill to start a team fight on Talon. Then Morphling joins in, turns into Duza, makes TSM run. Things were looking really great for Talon till they dove the tower. Although I feel like this Duza is still very, very hard kill. Under a tower or not, the hero can kite so much the team fight, press the Mystic Snake. The hero was barely 0 mana, then pops 1 Mystic Snakes, back to 1k mana, then you need to deal more 3k damage. TSM very fast Roche with the Abaddon.
Talon is TPing in though, and there's going to be the jump in onto Ari. Mikoto, can he burst him down? The disarm comes out, a little bit more problematic. They get back, silence on Bryle, and he's going to sit back through. Oh, Ollie.
Jumps, finds Ollie, his aim
Bryle's actually out of mana right now. He needs to be very careful. The stun isn't going to be enough. Bryle is out of everything. Needs his battery to help him. But in the trees, they will find Q. And 23 is still on the other side of the map. He can take the Twin Gate if need be, if they're going to continue this. But Bryle's back to full HP, full mana.
And so full mana, yes.
And that's the problem. They want to go back into the pit.
Still sticking around the area. Mag has RP in 8 seconds. Smoke popped.
Twin Gates. Actually, 23 is just going to TP instead of use the Twin Gates.
Dire advantage right there. Roche's gonna move. Roche's gonna move. 3 seconds. Let's see. There's some bugs that he stops moving if you keep hitting him. Let's see if it's bug. No, team fight happening.
He's going for the TP out. He's on towards the other side. 23 turning into the Dusa Gaming. And is going to chase after Tomato. Tomato's ulti is now on cooldown. But they need to back off because, of course, Roche is the bottom side where you can quickly take the Twin Gate if you're Talon and try and steal it. You just place a couple of those Aether Remnants.
Extremely interesting. Yeah, they have to TP in. So Talon, they have the advantage.
They're all TPing in. 23 throws out the Mystic Snake. They need to be a little bit careful. The TP Snake forever jabs with the RP. Does considerably mistime it slightly. Whitemon is going to get jump nullified. Does connect. Mikoto, does he have his jump out of there? He jumps, but not too far. Because Tomato will be able to drag him back into his clutches. The rest of the team needs to run away right now. 23 sees a couple of nice healing load systs to take with him. And an aggressive zip coming through from Bryle. Can they get anything more going? They could also just go for Roche. That's a possibility here. But they want 23. They need 23. He has the wave 4 back. He turns back into an opponent. And who did he turn into? Storm. And he drags them all together. But there is not enough damage behind it with Mikoto being dead. They get the kill onto Storm. Onto Morph. And they should be able to get that second Roche on.
I feel when Storm goes that crazy with the jumps, they could have turned around with the supports. At least Morphin even tried to do, but the supports were not on the same page. Well played by TSM with the TPs into the outpost. They knew they could not use the gate. It would be too telling. They would come on the same time. Easier to set up an RP, so good TP spots for them. Maybe not so much on point, the RP from Magnus. But yeah, TSM, they played well. The Roche turned to be Radiant, which is a huge advantage for them because they can use the buybacks if needed. They can use TPs. Void Spirit's dead. He doesn't have a TP spot if he buys back. If it was the Dire Roche as it began, maybe Mikoto could join it back.
Mikoto's building Diffusal Blade right now. He has it done. And the upgraded Diffusal Blade's nice, but it's a very interesting item on a Void Spirit.
Yeah, I see the idea behind because you're playing against Duza. I don't think it's that effective. Because you should just build a critical and you're gonna do more damage.
Oh, drag back onto Kasane. On the high ground he goes, but Jabs is the one that's in a little bit of trouble as well. 23 trying to help out his teammate. Tomato, they get the kill onto Jabs. They do not have the RP for the high ground defense just yet. He could buy back if need be, but Kasane frontlining he's just never gonna die. This Dusa is not even losing HP.
Yeah, has also a very good tier 3 item for him. He has the block on the magic damage. He has more mana, more move speed, everything you want on Medusa. It's a very good item. pickup by Kasana.
Dire structures are fortified.
Tomato, very solid at pushing with the Curse of the Avernus
Is under attack.
and the illusions. Look at that
And the Manta
damage.
dodge on the snake. It's
Backdoor
surprising
protection.
that Q is able to get the spells from Duza.
Tower has fallen.
Kasana is playing superb Duza, but I would risk telling he's not the biggest Duza player because you just toggle split shot when you do it. It's like the Bulwark toggling with Mars. You press any spells and you can instantly toggle the split shot.
Yeah, but there's always a moment where you don't think
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
so much going on. Yeah.
His middle barracks has fallen.
But they get
But I'd
themselves
say, for
mid-set
example,
racks.
carry players, they have this muscle memory on the hero. It's just because, yeah, Duza offlane. It's a thing on the last month. Beforehand, it would be griefing the match.
In pubs, it's still griefing the match.
Oh, let's not go on pubs discussion, my friend. Dangerous territory.
Well, I mean, you see it right here.
Tormentor
with-
being
just
done.
pick it always in your off lane. It's as
Shard
simple as it can
goes to
be.
Bryo. Pretty good shard. Has the overload charges. And also, they go to your teammates around.
Well, they're going to go for their own. Finally, the first shard to be possibly picked up on the side of Talon.
Oh, Sky almost dies.
All he needs to
He
make
needs
sure
to
he gets away. And it's going to be the Rubik
Mikoto
Shard.
jumps, gets the XP rune.
The Rubik Shard's so good. The lift to save your allies. You have some kind of a couple of spells that you can possibly use on, like reactive taser if you steal that one. What other choices do they have? Not really, that's about it. Yep, that's it. You have one thing that you can really use with with the shard steal. He's going for Ags though, so with that Mystic Snake that he has on Q, he wants to make sure that he gets the stun added on top. AoE Electric Vortex is always a nice one that you could possibly get. So
Yeah.
It is a
if
pretty
he manages
decent
to get
Rubik
this axe, he's gonna be super happy. But it's hard. They have Aegis, they come for the push. Bryo with the jump, doesn't find anyone.
Tower is under attack.
But ideally here
Tomato.
is just Timado hitting and the team on the back line. They don't need the start of jump. Because the enemy team cannot jump on Timado.
and Tomato has the
They do.
Aegis and the borrowed time. Borrowed time's gonna get popped. They tickled him the first time. 50 seconds for that Aegis. Quickly blinks away before he gets held back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I jinx it. I say they cannot jump, and they instantly jump.
Oh, missed jump from Jones. Gets dragged back by Tomato.
Harpoon.
Forced to pop the BKB immediately. Harpoon's a nasty one. If you're fast enough.
Again, Mystic Snake on the Rubik.
Mana battery.
This helped me
Kogna.
so much with the high ground defense. Timado going again. Aegis about to spire. This can be dangerous.
Yeah, he could get skewered. He does have the borrowed time, of course. But they can definitely nuke him a second time. They have damage, but they just need to get them separated on the side of Talon.
Tier 4 items coming in. Storm picks up the Timeless Relic. Is super happy to have it.
Some heroes are just stupid when you can choose your neutral items.
Yeah.
Storm is
Shield
a
rune on
prime
Abaddon.
example.
But there's a nullifier on the enemy side. Not meaningful at all.
Well, they did only... they haven't taken down the tier 3 tower topside just yet, so net worth-wise, they're not falling that far behind. Kasane is getting... Well, he is really fat on the Dusa. He's got the Scythe of Ice now. He's going for bots level 2. Has that gem, of course, because no one can kill him, as we see that he still hasn't died this game. And Tomato with the bash coming in. Makoto's next item is going to be crit Silver Edge, actually, to be precise. So with the Silver Edge, they can kill the Abaddon.
Yeah. they actually showed that they could kill the first time, but they had Hagus, so they didn't want to spend RP and other spells on him. Abaddon seems killable. The issue is this Medusa. He can also go for the Agony's Blessing, and then he's gonna have a slot for one more item. He's also carrying a gem, so he can turn into a carry. He can build some damage now if he wants to.
Yeah, hopefully it will be a nice team fight coming in. Jabs is having some struggles getting good RPs this game.
Yeah, not the easiest targets, to be fair with him. Voice Spirit with the Diffusal you talked about. I want to see how strong it is.
Yeah, I don't really think
The
it
tank
does
is
too much
mine,
at this
spot
stage.
everything. The Zero is way too broken.
They also have Kasani farming on the other side of the map because he did finish his bots level 2, so if his team needs, he can just TP on them in a couple of seconds and join any
With
team
Octarine.
fight. With Octarine as well,
40
so
seconds
his cooldown is... I mean, it doesn't show it because... Oh wait, no, it does show it
40,
because
no?
bots... Yeah, but I forgot that bots level 2 now doesn't have a 30-second cooldown, but a 40.
Yeah.
And sometimes it bugs, so I thought maybe not this time. But indeed, it does show 30-second cooldown on his TP. He also has Dandelion's Amulet, which is neat, but he still needs to get his tier 4, which he just finished. The Spell Prism on Dusa. Octarine plus Spell Prism. Yep. Seems legit.
Seems fair. Arcane Rune for the Storm. That's what they were waiting for. But he'll get nullified. But just for this first jump, I'd say it's really good. It's a good pickup, even against a nullifier. Bugna getting the Lotuses. 3 of them were forgotten in there.
Xane going Dagon because he knows a real Chad only builds Dagon.
Are scanning.
Storm
Wait,
doesn't
who's
have
going for the Dagon?
Kasane, Dusa.
Yeah. It's an approach to do damage and also to insta-kill the illusions that Morphling's gonna make from you.
Oh,
Because he
Jabs
will
gets jumped very quickly and very quickly dies. Does have a buyback at the ready if need be. You have to be really careful. They're hyper aggressive at this stage and they're going in for more. Ari Smoke gets broken. Q with the jump away. Makoto's actually going to jump in aggressively. Gets instant Hex. Gets Hex again. Drag back. Mag buy back. But it's a little bit too late. And on the side, Q can even get himself out there. Does have the Glimmer. Going for the straight TP afterwards. The dust gets used, but the damage is too high. They do not have a buyback available on Makoto. He just bought out the Shadow Blade. And now it's going to be a really rough high ground defense.
Yeah, I wonder, probably TSM, they want to force a buyback and then go Roche. Or straight away going Roche. Yeah, they already had a lane of frags mid. The wave bottom was really far away, so it's a good move. It's a Radiant Roche, so as mentioned, Agonies.
Free Storm Ags, which is scary. Very, very scary. Unless they give it to Tomato, but I assume it's just going to go to Brile.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm getting a bad feeling on this Magnus hero. It feels like it's being figured out. You get heroes that interact well against him, and the hero has no impact into the game. Feels like Jabs farmed, and found 0 impact so far. Wisdom Rune, they ping it. Will Ari go for the steal? He will.
Easy XP.
He'll be faster. Yeah.
Level 20. Blast off cooldown reduction. Nice. And now they're 21k ahead. They have 2 cheeses, an Aegis, and a free Ags on the Storm.
Yeah. Talon goes
He's
for the desperation play.
to try and get a very big catch. He does get stunned up immediately, forced to pop the BKB. Didn't get the electric vortex off even. And Dusa's ulti was used. So all in all, not too bad here for Talon, because they didn't really use anything.
Yeah, and Magnus has the ninja gear, so he can be perma-smoked. Not perma, but very frequently. Go for those pick-offs. try to see a hero out of position. They're pinging the top wave. They know a hero has to come back and defend it. Maybe that's the opening that Talon is waiting for. When they see a TSM hero top, they can go for this jump on Magnus. And then he realizes, oh, there's a better choice.
Stupendous.
Yeah, since he got the agonies. Oh, the jump. Yeah, Brio doesn't have any detection also. So, invisibility, invincibility. Ari, just going for mines to spot heroes. Talon is pinging the Pugna. They know there's a hero on the other side of the map, and there's the Pugna bottom. Is it the opening they're looking for? Not really.
Generation.
Just chilling. Yeah, it's a really hard jump. The other backline, Rubik, has the agonies. So I want to see the backlines doing a lot of work on the team fights. It's the time to shine, supports. Yeah, so the smoke on Ari, Scuzz has the ninja gear, so he gets to scout the map, planting mines. They see the Void Spirit. Dagon on Doza. 1 minute 45 on the Aegis. The dagger from Timado trying to find a hero. Brio also jumping in. He knows he has the mana coming from Pugna. They want to use this Aegis. The steal into the Mystic Snake and Stone Gaze. Rubik has both. Skewer. Abaddon, first life, going out. Has the ultimate still. Pops it. The jump. No buyback on Magnus. He's dead. They go for the Void
Makoto trying to
Spirit.
get away. The stun comes out. Q has the stolen Stone Gaze. He tries to keep them at bay. Has that Mystic Snake that he can spam out as well the entire time through. 23 is going to get controlled up. He does have a buyback at the ready if he can use it. Can they get anything done? Immediately gets stunned up. Brile, they're almost diving the fountain, but they make the call to run away. Makoto jumps in too aggressive. Makoto's going to get blasted. They will have another buyback, but that's the last one in the tank for Talon. And 23, he just doesn't have any damage. They're forcing them in towards the fountain, keeping them at bay, and it looks like Talon will lose game number 1.
Yeah, meanwhile, Pugna is just healing the Storm back to full mana, hitting the techies back to full life, and they will just right-click the buildings. Void Spirit has a buyback, but I don't think it's enough to carry them.
23 gets controlled up. Tomato, nothing they can do. Makoto with the buyback is just going to stand there diving towards the supports, but they're too tanky, too much to handle, and the GG gets called. It's TSM taking game number 1. And the Morphling this time was not enough to beat the Dusa.
Yeah, Morphling is the one-to-one counter to Medusa carry. He's not the one to